Hi, this is the final video in my 6 Steps to Successful Audiobook Narration series. And in this one, I'll show you how to convert all the files that make up your audiobook recording into the 192 bit rate that ACX requires, and then how to save them. I'll then go on to explain what's involved in uploading all the files to ACX so that your audiobook starts selling on Audible. I'm Andy the Audiobook Narrator, and stick with me to the end of the video because even if you have narrated the whole book, you're not totally finished recording. I'll explain why towards the end. By the way, just to remind you, ACX stands for Audiobook Creation Exchange, and it is the audiobook production arm of Audible, which in turn is part of Amazon. Now, if you've been following my 6 Steps video series, you'll know how to get to this final step 6 by firstly reading the book you are going to narrate and making performance notes, that's step 1, then narrating and recording it chapter by chapter, that's step 2, and immediately reviewing your recording of each chapter and amending it appropriately, that's step 3. You then go on to edit the chapter recording, step 4, and then master it, step 5. And if you haven't already seen them, there is a video for each step. And up to now, apart from in step 1 when you read the complete book, you have handled steps 2 to 5 inclusive chapter by chapter. With step 6, you're again focusing on the complete book. So, how do you convert all the files that make up your audiobook recording to this mysterious 192 bit rate? Well, you'll need a free software program called FreeAC, which is short for Free Audio Converter. You can download it by going to this link, which I have also included in the video description below. Once you have downloaded FreeAC, you need to set it up so that it will convert your recordings correctly for ACX, and once set up, it will keep those settings so you don't have to do it again each time you use it. Now, ACX has produced simple instructions on how to set up FreeAC for the purpose of converting the files in the precise format that they require, and I have included a link in the video description below to a document that provides you with a step-by-step guide to these setup instructions. It's very easy and should only take you about 5 minutes to do if you follow the instructions carefully. Okay, so FreeAC is set up and ready to use. Now here I have a completed audiobook with all the mastered files in a folder called, naturally enough, Mastered Files, ready for conversion. So all I do is open FreeAC, it's already open, and simply move all of the files, each one representing a chapter, by highlighting, dragging and dropping them into FreeAC. And there they go. Before you do that, you can nominate a location such as a folder on your computer where you want the converted files to land for convenience. I've already set one up and I've called it Converted Files, naturally enough. Very imaginative. Then I just click the green arrow button and wait for FreeAC to do the converting. It doesn't take long. There it goes, and the progress is shown down below. Okay, so I've now opened the converted file folder, and here are all the files. Having all of them in this converted folder will avoid you getting them mixed up with your mastered files or even your raw files, which are the unedited and unmastered ones. Okay, so now you're ready to upload the files to the ACX production website. The book that I'm using here in this example is the fantastic Courier, psychological thriller written by Zoe Rossi. Now, currently I don't have a completed audiobook ready to upload, so I can't show you precisely what's involved, but what I can do is show you the page for a completed audiobook, this one, that I have already submitted to give you an idea. It is a very slick and straightforward process and very intuitive, and when I have my next audiobook ready to upload, I'll produce a video then to show you the actual uploading process. Now, as you upload the files, the system will raise an error message on screen if any file does not meet ACX's technical submission requirements, but if you followed the procedure that I outlined in the Step 5 video, using the ACX check program to confirm each file's compliance, then you shouldn't see any error messages. Now, at the start of the video I mentioned that there are some final little bits of recording that you need to do if at this point you hadn't done them already. You must record some opening credits and closing credits and save them as separate files. These are compulsory, and you'll see that ACX has a slot for both of them already set up on the uploading page. There was the opening credits, and the closing credits you will find down below. They also provide suggested wording for you, and as you can see, you don't have to say very much at all. There you go. For the closing credits, you might have to ask the author or publisher for the phrase they want you to use regarding the copyright information which needs to be included here, and precise issues like the year as shown here. You will also need to upload a retail sample, which should be a minimum of 2 minutes and a maximum of 5 minutes. There is a slot for the retail audio sample at the bottom of the uploading page. This is for the sample that is available on Audible for every audiobook, so that potential listeners can hear an enticing taster of the book that will convince them to choose it. Now, for this, you need to select a piece from the audiobook that doesn't give away the plot in any way. In other words, no spoilers. It needs also to be a clip that doesn't include any foul language or erotic content, and preferably which includes a character voice or two involved in some dialogue rather than just a piece of your narration. More often than not, your sample will be from the early part of the book, because at that stage it is unlikely to include spoilers. The author might have a view on what they believe would work best, but don't be afraid to suggest 1 or 2 options yourself, or to give your professional opinion. Now, there may be some other files that the author would like you to include, such as a dedication, acknowledgements, or a piece about the author. As a general rule, a dedication should be slotted in at the beginning after the opening credits, whilst acknowledgements and information about the author should be entered to play after all the book's chapters, but before the closing credits. You'll need to do the same with all these peripheral files as you did for the chapter files. That is, you'll need to record and review, edit and master them, and make sure that they meet ACX's submission requirements before you go on to convert them using FreeAC. ACX also has a naming convention for the files. Now, the publisher or the author will have probably entered the chapter names on the page already, but you will be able to edit those should you need to, and add ones like dedication or acknowledgements or whatever. You'll be able to add those in and move them to the correct position in the list. And that will be easy and obvious as to how you do that when you come to it. But there are some formatting guidelines for chapter names and chapter titles. They shouldn't all be in capital letters. The following words should not be capitalized, such as the, and, of, in, and so on. So they're quite specific, but if you click on the link there and follow them, you won't be able to go wrong. Now, once you've uploaded all of the audiobook, ACX will take up to 10 working days to complete their quality checks before the work is released for sale, and they will email you when it is ready. So, that's all for this video and for this 6-step series. Now, over the coming weeks or months, I will be producing more videos that cover production and performance issues. For example, there'll be videos on creating character voices, and when I come to upload my next completed audiobook, I'll video the process so you can see it in precise action. In the meantime, if you found this video helpful, please click the like button and please subscribe to my channel, making sure that you click the bell symbol so that you are always kept informed the moment that I release a new video on this channel. And of course, if you have any questions you need to ask me on any issue relating to audiobooks, please feel free to post them up in the comments section below. If you haven't yet checked out the other videos in this 6 Steps to Successful Audiobook Narration series, then please do so, preferably in numerical order, as that way they will make more sense. Thanks so much for watching, and do join me again soon. Bye for now.